You know, the number one or number two question I always get on anything that I post on is about bettas.
Super popular fish.
Super popular. I mean, I think everybody that's been in the hobby for more than a couple years. Sorry, I'm just checking my betta messages right now.
Yep.
So,
Is that yours or no?
yeah, that is mine. I'm going to actually spawn this guy eventually. Or that might be the girl. I think that's the girl. But I'm always getting questions about bettas. And being that we were sneaking around the Co-op's warehouse tonight,
Yep.
I grabbed a bunch of betta products. And some of them, you know, you might think, oh, what's so good about this betta product? Well,
That's what we're going to find out.
yeah, let's start with
Start with some
food. Can we see this? Is this good?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep.
Betta Bio Gold. One of the things I like about this, especially, I mean, first of all, bettas always grab and eat it. The pellet's the right size for them. But when you go to shake it, you only get a little bit every time. Now, I think it's designed one shake is one. I usually make one shake go for two bettas. So it doesn't just pour out, just a little bit comes out. Then you have to turn it back and do it again.
Okay.
So Hikari Betta Bio Gold. Can I leave these here?
Yes.
Okay. We often say that, what's Fluval doing? Tripping.
Fluval's tripping.
Fluval's tripping, but they do make Bug Bites, the Betta formula. I'm betting that it's Bug Bites in a Betta formula jar.
Yes. I would bet on that.
Would you bet
too.
on that? I would bet on that too.
But you can also bet that Bug Bites is a pretty good food.
Bug Bites is a good food.
Whether it's just rebranded or not.
Yep, exactly.
Doesn't matter.
And
Should we open it?
Sure.
Only one way to find out.
We might have to have you eat it then.
Corey's not looking. I'm not eating more fish food. What's your
Here,
thoughts
have a
on
taste.
it? What's your thought on it?
Just taste it. You'll like it. I'm
Okay.
sure. It smells
Hold
good.
on. I gotta fix my camera here. I don't know if this is gonna be on me, but okay. I'm gonna take this.
That's disgusting. It's
It
not
doesn't
bad
taste
though.
like anything.
Like kind of like algae, a little bit.
I mean, like
lettuce.
nothing. Tastes like kind of tastes like dog food.
There's
There
your
you go.
water.
I don't have water. I have Coke.
Okay, here.
No. Oh man. Ugh.
Tastes good.
All right. Well, there we go.
Tastes like chicken. So I'm kind of
I'll
doing
take
the
a look at
foods
this.
first. This is another extreme betta pellets. Now I can tell you by looking that these are a little bit bigger,
Way bigger.
right? These are similar in size to these guys.
So not good for babies.
Not good for baby bettas. This says it's a 1.5 millimeter semi-floating pellet. That means it's going to stay on the surface until they hit it, and then it's going to start sinking. I would tend to use this more in like a betta sorority where you have a bunch of females,
Yep.
where they're going to be competing for the food, rather than just like a betta bowl.
And I think kind of the takeaway is variety.
Variety, yeah. There's a variety. And I got one more cool food that I think is a cool food, and my bettas will eat this every time. We've talked about this food before. It's Vibra Bites. The cool thing about this food is it's a dry food, and it's worm-shaped, like a
Yep.
bloodworm. I don't necessarily say you have to sometimes trick fish into eating a dry food. Sometimes you do.
There are some
But
fish.
this is probably one of the best foods to trick a fish into eating dry food
Yep.
because of the shape.
Worm-like shape.
Slow sinking, reddish color, and on top of that, it's a good food on top of all of that.
Yep.
So,
A unique worm-like stick.
yeah. There is one Betta product that I couldn't find that normally is carried, and that's the Betta log. And so it's a log about that long that floats near the surface. Bettas can swim in it. Some of them will rest in there. It's normally in stock at the co-op, but right now it's not.
I think it's hard to get just about anywhere
Hard to get anywhere.
currently.
But you can get this little ornament.
Guaranteed to get your bettas to breed too.
Bettas will love that ornament.
That's a betta breeder.
Oh, we want to breed the bettas. Okay, there you go.
It's a slick
so-
transition.
Breeding the bettas.
Catappa
Now-
leaves?
Catappa leaves. Now, I typically call these Indian almond leaves because I can't pronounce catappa very well, but
It's all this. It does the same thing.
Don't even have to use a whole leaf, especially if it's a smaller tank. You can tear the leaf up. Some people will dip these in boiling water before they put them in the tank and then drop them in. Other people, I just drop them in there.
I draw them in. I think they're. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think they boil them because it makes them sink right away.
It does. It makes them sink
Okay.
right away. These will float, but if you're breeding bettas,
You want them to float,
you have them float. They'll build their nest right underneath it, and it works really good.
which is why we like the next product.
Exactly. Maybe.
Maybe.
But the other thing about these is, okay, so I've been to Peru several times. Every time we go collecting, we're always collecting leaves also to put in our holding containers. And it's mainly so that it has antibacterial properties, not product. And these do the same thing. They will also lower your pH in some waters, and they'll add tannins. Tannins are not bad for bettas. They're used to that. So
Perfect.
great little critters here.
A win-win-win.
And this is a pack of 10 that you can get. 10 would last a lot of people a long time.
Yeah, especially with just one bed.
Now, what were we talking about? The other thing that we were talking about, the next product?
Yep.
Okay, so the perfect Betta plant, but it's the dwarf aquarium lily. Now you buy these typically in a bulb. They come packed from Aquarium Co-op. They come packed in peat moss, and that's mainly for protection in shipping. But you're going to take that out. You're going to rinse the peat moss off. You're going to have the bulb, and then you're going to drop it in your aquarium, and eventually it's going to sprout. What I personally do with these is I take these and drop them in a container like, don't go away, commercial break right here, like this little guy.
This is an excellent tip right here. This
Yeah.
is why you watch these videos to get like little nuggets of information, and this is it
So
right here.
rather than put it in my aquarium where a pleco could easily be nibbling off those new sprouts or the new roots, I drop it in a container like this and just let it sit on my counter. It's going to turn the water tea-colored, change the water out. Eventually, you'll see it sprout. And it's either going to sprout roots first or leaves first. Whichever it does, you know if it's roots, then you can put it in your aquarium with the roots down. You plant it about halfway so that half the bulb is up, half is in the gravel. But if it's leaves first, you plant it with the leaves up. And that's what I use this for, is that's what I tell. Rather than throw it right in the aquarium, I sprout it in a container that's just sitting by my sink.
And this is our favorite plant because
when this grows, it's going to grow leaves. B-roll, please. And those leaves are going to grow right up to the surface like little lily pads. And then, again, the bettas will go under those and build their nests.
they're bubble nests.
They're bubble nest builders. Now, bettas also like to play. A lot of people, to make their bettas play, will take two containers that they're in and literally set them side by side, and they'll put a card between them. They call it, carding the bettas. They take the card out, and the bettas kind of attract to each other and fight. Flare, yeah. But bettas will also flare if they see themselves in a mirror.
And this is a really cool product.
This is a really fun little product. It's almost like a clear ping pong ball with a mirror dangling from it. The mirror's on both sides, and the bettas will start just batting at it and knocking it. If you put this in a 10-gallon tank, they'll knock it all through the tank.
Oh yeah, they'll have loads of fun.
But this is a fun little thing to watch a male betta play with this. And if you have little
It'll be like
kids,
a soccer ball in the tank.
kind of, yeah. Yeah, if you have kids, they'll just sit there and giggle at it.
Yeah.
So
Probably one of the funnest things that you could buy for a betta fish.
Yep. I think it's the only fun thing. I've never seen.
Well,
any.
there's other mirrors, but none that are going to float around and that they
But
can
this
kick
one
around.
actually floats around.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I used to have a little plexiglass mirror that I set beside the tank.
Yep.
It's not the same as this.
Not even close.
So you're probably going to take one of these home, right?
Yep.
I thought so.
I do have
Yeah.
some betta fish.
Good. So those are just some Betta products.
You got one more trick up your sleeve, though.
I do. One big trick. So
Let's clear some space for this bad
clear.
boy.
Yeah, we got to clear some space out.
There we go.
So for bettas, you kind of need to get one of these brine shrimp hatchers. Bettas love eating baby brine shrimp, but that's not what you need the hatcher for. And I believe, yeah, this one's not open. I'm opening it. So I've been thinking about this. I've talked to Corey about this a couple times. I've thought, you know what? In my fish room, I don't have a lot of room for anything else, let alone little betta tanks.
Yep.
A lot of people want to keep bettas in a bigger tank, but you don't always have the space to do that. So rather than using this for brine shrimp, in other videos you've seen online, you know, this comes with a stand. I usually don't use the stand, but this handle will hang either on the side of a tank, that does actually show, it'll hang inside a tank, or ironically, if you have a piece of 1-inch PVC, works really good to screw that to the wall. Don't screw it just to the sheetrock. You're going to be hanging water from it. You could hang a whole row of these, and then you could do bettas in each one. For water changes, it has this little valve on that screws onto the bottom. You can just open the valve, drain the water down, add new water to the top. It does come with a top. Actually comes with a thermometer also if you want to put that in there. I don't think most people will need that. But I thought that'd be a cool little betta tank.
Yeah, especially if you have a ton of them.
Yeah, get a whole line of them. Not cheap, but fun.
Yeah,
you know?
this is like one of the experiment.
Yeah.
This is when you have fun in the hobby.
So sooner or later, someone's going to come in my fish room and they're going to see bettas in at least one of these. Never know when that's going to happen.
I'd be disappointed if there wasn't an entire wall of them.
Yeah, I don't have room for an entire wall.
But I thought it was pretty neat, especially because you can hang it on the tank, on the inside of the tank,
Outside, anywhere.
or just mount it on a wall.
Yep. I mean, I actually have made a board that they hang from.
Oh, wow.
So where my brine shrimp, and I was thinking, I could just put another one where the brine shrimp are hatching at. So, and then you could just take the brine shrimp, feed the betta.
Yep.
Be really easy.
I mean, that's exactly why you want a ton of those if you're breeding.
So it's not just a good brine shrimp hatcher. There's other uses for it too.
Yeah, and that's one of the fun things about the hobby is finding other uses
Right.
for items that are not intended for, you know.
And I could almost guarantee you this was not built for brine shrimper initially.
No.
It was built for something else. We don't know what. Well, we could guess, but we're not going to.
No, not going to guess. All right, there you have it.
There you have it. All right, guys, go take care of your fish. We got to go eat some dinner. Oh, wait.
Yep. Breakfast.
No, breakfast now.
I think we've gone all through the night.
We missed dinner.
Yep.